Welcome to Around the Peninsula. I'm Senior Airman Taylor West. Exercises are a way of life at Kunsan Air Base. Join Senior Airman Kat Thompson as she ventures out to the flight line for Joint Exercise Max Thunder.
Joint Exercise Max Thunder is in full swing at Kunsan Air Base. 7th Air Force Commander Lieutenant General Terrence O'Shaughnessy visited the base to talk about the importance of this exercise.
As you can see, Max Thunder provides high-quality, realistic training for our Korea Air Power team. ROK Air Force, U.S. Air Force, U.S. Navy, U.S. Marine Corps, and even the U.S. Army with their Patriots plan, brief, fly, debrief together so that at a moment's notice, we're ready to defend this great nation of the Republic of Korea.
Max Thunder is the largest exercise held on the Korean Peninsula each year, and this year, over 100 different aircraft are flying. One participant tells us what it's like working side by side with Korean forces.
It's been great so far. It's cool to see the different types of planes that they fly, the F-4s, and then interacting with them in mission planning as well.
In addition to Kunsan personnel, 700 U.S. follow-on forces and 600 Korean forces are participating in Max Thunder.
In a joint exercise like this, it helps build cohesive bonds between Republic of Korean Air Force and also Marine Corps, Air Force, and Navy assets that we have. The more that we get the chance to train together, the better we'd be in an actual scenario.
Max Thunder is part of a continuous exercise program designed to enhance interoperability between the U.S. and Korean forces. Reporting from Kunsan Air Base, I'm Senior Airman Kat Thompson.
This is the 8th consecutive year of Max Thunder exercises at Kunsan Air Base. An overseas assignment with an unfamiliar culture can lead to a lot of new things, including both challenges and rewards. Army Sergeant Mark Breha brings us to Camp Henry, where soldiers are learning a little more to help with the reward outweighing the challenges in Korea.
The transition into a new foreign country can be difficult, especially given the language barrier and cultural differences. That's why members from 19th Expeditionary Sustainment Command decided to make a class to help ease the move.
So, when you first come into the country, everything is kind of a haze and a wash anyway. So by the time they get down here, they're more awake, they're ready to receive some information. And then this is tailored to them, their environment, where they're going to be living and exploring.
College interns with the 19th ESC tailored and organized the presentation, which focuses more on Daegu's culture and lifestyle than Korea as a whole.
If there's anyone in this organization, Team 19, who knows most and best about Daegu, it's our interns.
Even though some of the attending soldiers had been in Korea for a couple months already, they still find new things to learn about South Korea.
I thought the class was pretty awesome. I liked that it talked about important topics that were also interesting. I liked that it told us about the food, but everything else was pretty good.
Army Sergeant Mark Breha, Camp Henry, Korea.
This was the first class of its kind for 19th ESC, leading the way for future classes. Working together often helps us accomplish far greater things than we ever could imagine alone. Katusa Private Lee Jin-woo takes us to the scene where many individuals learn to work as a team towards a common goal.
Early in the morning, soldiers gather around and push a Humvee up the hill. With Katusa Friendship Week hours away, soldiers get physically prepared for the Team Challenge event.
The Team Challenge is an event that culminates obstacles that test physical fitness, physical strength, mental agility, and mental toughness. It brings us together, and we can build upon each other and strengthen our alliance and keep it together.
The most important thing in the Team Challenge event is to put the team first. Katusas and U.S. soldiers should be a team and act as one as they persevere through physically challenging activities. This helps bridge the gap between Katusas and U.S. soldiers, which is the essence of Katusa Friendship Week.
I don't look at the Katusas as Katusas, and I don't look at the soldiers as U.S. I look at it as one team, because that's what we are. We wear the same uniform. Nobody does better than the other, because that's what team is about. Every day we face challenges individually and collectively. But once we bring the family in, because the team is a family, and we deal with it together, we can overcome that hurdle.
Katusa Private Lee Jin-woo, Yongsan, Korea.
The Team Challenge is one of 8 team sports competitions that take place during the Katusa Friendship Week. Back in 1940, President Roosevelt asked the American people to step up and create a safe haven for military members. This resulted in what we know today as the USO. I'm going to take you to an event that allows the USO to highlight some of the best personnel that Korea has to offer. Have you ever wondered what it's like to be treated like a general? These service members got the chance to do just that at the United Service Organization, or USO's 6-Star Salute. 80 honorees, sponsors, and other members of the ROC US Alliance gathered to celebrate the best of the best that all sides of the Alliance has to offer by getting dressed up and enjoying gourmet food as a reward for their efforts.
Among the 160 USO chapters in the world, this is the only chapter that invites their host nation's guests.
Not only is this a special night for the honorees, this is a special night for the USO, celebrating their 75th anniversary as well as the 65th anniversary of the USO being in Korea. Senior Airman Taylor West, Seoul, Korea. The 6-Star Salute has been an annual event since 1970. President John F. Kennedy said, "As we express our gratitude, we must never forget that the highest appreciation is not to utter words, but to live by them." Army Staff Sergeant Sunshine Garcia Bibian shows us how the Yongsan community is doing just that.
And we want to show our appreciation, and that's the reason why we sponsor this event, to support the team building events.
Katusas, or Korean augmentation to the United States Army, were treated to a special picnic by the USFK Command Chaplain's Office.
I think that recognizing hard work with events like this picnic strengthens morale. I hope that Katusas continue to be rewarded with events such as this.
By recognizing the Katusas who work with the U.S. forces, it enhances the ROC and U.S. alliance. Army Staff Sergeant Sunshine Garcia Bibian, Yongsan, Korea.
Katusas are an important aspect of the team because they bridge the gap between U.S. personnel and the Korean people. The U.S. and Korean forces' motto of working together is Kapchi Kapchida, meaning we go together. Every April, that motto holds true as the Allies strengthen their bonds through friendly competitions.
The relationship between the Republic of Korea and U.S. soldiers is celebrated with the Katusa-U.S. Friendship Week, which is more than just a break from daily paperwork and physical training. Among the many sports events, more people gravitate towards Jokgu, which translates to feed and bowl.
It's definitely not a familiar sport for U.S. soldiers, but we have many players who used to play soccer, so it wasn't hard to catch them up to speed.
The rules of Jokgu are similar to volleyball, but instead of using hands, players may only use their feet, shins, and head to make contact with the ball. Players are allowed 3 touches per side with 1 bounce in between touches.
It's tricky at first. It doesn't look hard, but as you start playing and you get as it gets more competitive, it becomes difficult to control the ball.
In this particular match, the 1st Signal Brigade beat the 176th Financial Management Support Unit with a final score of 2-0. Katusa Surgeon Kim Tae-hoon, Yongsan, Korea.
Jokgu was one of the 8 team-building games during the 2016 Katusa Friendship Week. If you say you have to serve community service to someone in the United States, they may think you've gotten too many speeding tickets. But as Army Sergeant A.J. Bates shows us, community service in Korea can be about having fun while building friendships.
They say that one man's trash is another man's treasure. And in the case of the trash outside Osan Air Base, the treasure that these neighbors are finding is friendship.
Truth for Trash Day is a wonderful program that strengthens the alliance by bringing Koreans and Americans together. So we work together as a group to clean the trash in the local community and also have a wonderful opportunity to meet one another.
Troops for Trash is just one of the many programs that the Korean American Partnership Association has taken part in for the last 16 years. That's 16 years of building friendships.
I am very happy to be a part of this type of activity because the key to life is not accumulation, it's contribution. Happiness isn't a destiny, it's a byproduct of serving others.
And that's a type of community service that's every man's treasure. From Osan Air Base, Korea, I'm Army Sergeant A.J. Bate.
Troops for Trash is a community service project organized by CAPA to strengthen friendships in and around the local community. That was your Around the Peninsula for this week. From all of us at AFN, enjoy your evening.